Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special and very 26th episode of Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation. If you're watching this live, it is Monday morning, and some of us are suffering from how early it feels like it is. The rest of us are fine, but I'm not going to call out anybody particularly. It's me. I'm the one who's exhausted.
I was up way too late last night, and then I was like, "Oh, it's 3 a.m. and I'm doing D&D at 9 a.m."
Yeah, you know why I'm sleepy? Because I stayed up late last night reading the Street Fighter RPG out loud to chat.
Why?
That's what I did last night.
No.
Because I don't know. Sometimes you just, you find a game and you're like, people want to know about this, and
You're
so
lying.
then you do that.
You did it because you really wanted to get that new emote slot. What emote am I getting?
Actually, no. We had the slot open. I had the emote slot before I started reading Street Fighter the RPG. That was all on me.
Okay, well then you're insane, and I don't have any good excuses.
It was pretty. In retrospect, it's pretty much exactly what I remembered. The art is what you would expect from a mid-90s role-playing game based on a fighting game. It could have used another editing pass. There were a lot of sentences that used the same word twice. Like,
I hate that.
During combat, if you shout the name of your power during combat, you get a bonus.
During combat.
During combat is when you do it. That's when you do it. But I love RPG like archaeology. I love going back to like even weird old D&D books, and there are plenty. Like in that sort of like thick midsection of D&D's history, there are so many weird source books, and it is really cool being able to go back and like pick those up and dig through them. There was like for a while they would pick a monster. I think it was like 3 years. They would pick a monster and just do a bunch of source book about and adventures based on those monsters. So they did like one for Mind Flayers, one for Sahuagin, the like shark men. And I think there was a Beholder year, but it might have only just been one book.
How did that come out of your mouth?
I think you mean
Sahuagin?
Sahuagin. That's how I've always pronounced them. I'm sure that it's Sahagin, but
the Sahooligans.
Sahooligans. Yeah, and that's why we
notorious
pronounce
rioters and
yeah. This is another thing that I love about playing role-playing games, especially with people who are new to it. There's all these proper nouns that most of us, up until the sudden appearance of streaming games, have never heard pronounced out loud, like sea devils,
and are written in a way that like is absurd.
Yes.
The reason I know how to pronounce Sahagin is because of the D&D MMO, D&D Online. Like the first things you fight in that game are Sahagin.
Yeah. It's Elvish for sea kobolds, I think, or sea goblins ultimately.
It's Elvish for the Croy.
Yeah. But if you're interested in looking at like weird old D&D books, you couldn't do worse than like I Beholder or the Ilithiad.
Yeah.
Some good shit back there. It's fun. I'm actually really happy because most of that stuff is available like pretty cheap now as a PDF. There was a dry period where you couldn't get old RPGs on the internet. You had to like eBay. I have a lot of like old eBay receipts from buying books that I was like, I really want to read this, but I don't live in a place where we have like old books in bookstores really. So now you can just go and buy the PDFs, and if you're like me, you can read them on stream in a dramatic voice at like 11:30
I really want to go back and watch that now.
You should. It's pretty ridiculous. I'm gonna put the dramatic reading of the opening fiction on YouTube probably next week.
Perfect.
Yeah. What's everybody else been up to? Blue Jay, you did a thing this weekend.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, Blue Jay didn't do anything this weekend. Elf, what have you been up to?
I had the best meal I've had in like literally. Like,
I saw a selfie from a restaurant. Was that meal?
No, that wasn't that meal. We came back home, and my current house guest Siobhan, she cooked a meal for me and my roommate.
Oh,
and it is the best thing I've eaten in like forever. It's like roast beef and like
that's a good thing to do with a beef.
Or like potatoes, and yeah, it was really good. It was really good. I put a picture of it on Twitter.
I did see that picture, and it looks delicious. And I realized that I have the stuff to make exactly that meal in my fridge right now, and I should do that.
Yeah, so good. And then the rest of this weekend was, I mean, I mean, that's the notable.
I was say it hasn't been that long since the last time we all hung out. So
it took a lot. It took a lot of meal is
good
this weekend.
That's good. That's good. Andrew, what have you been up to? What did you do this weekend? Anything cool, fun, exciting?
I did 12 hours of role playing in 2 days.
Nice.
Since last you saw me, I have done 12 hours of streamed roleplay content.
Nice.
It was all very good.
Have you reached the point where you're starting to forget your actual personality and self and are just like, I'm just, what am I today? Who am I supposed to be?
Well, I am a hollow shell, Adam.
Yeah.
That's what I am.
That's true.
That's fine.
That's true. That's okay. Today you get to be a little fox, so that's good. Any day you get to be a little fox is a good day.
It's nice and simple.
How was your weekend, Dave? What'd you get up to?
I think I gave myself food poisoning.
Nice.
I'm not sure yet.
Nice. That's good. We got Elf and Dave balancing each other. This is what happens. What did I tell you about human food? Right? You were not programmed to consume the food of humans.
Oh yeah. That reminds me, you're talking about your emotes, and I think you need to use a new thing to let people vote. Because it was like, I value your opinion. You should vote on this, and I was like, okay.
Also, did it have a caption? Did it bust you for being a robot?
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit. I had a favorite emote, and I wasn't allowed to pick. I've done my time. I helped build your community, and now you won't even listen to me.
Listen, it's not my fault. It's the tools. They don't. All right, I'll find a more robot-friendly way to allow you to vote. Do you also have trouble entering supermarkets?
Yes. And like using tablet devices and stuff that rely on body heat. It's
not really fair. The world is not, despite the fact that robots built this modern world, it's not really built for them. We should really work on that.
Yeah, I have to have like an old Nokia phone that actually has buttons and
like. It's really funny to hear Nokia as well.
Listen, Sahuagin.
Nokia.
It's fine.
Well, all Sahuagin have a Nokia phone.
I believe
the
Nokia?
more
Nokia is the more common pronunciation.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Yeah, it's the O with the little.
No, it's
not in Bonnie, England.
Yeah, that's right. Today
we
on
invented this language, so
Tome of Annihilation.
I have a friend who says
Tommy of Annihilation.
Tomb of Annihilation.
Good old Annihilation.
That's the name of the boss.
Isn't that one Twitch streamer?
Yeah, Annihilation. Yeah, she's really good at Fortnite.
I've been playing an IRL game, and the GM of that IRL game, it's been like 2 years, and we tell him every time he says it, but he always pronounces tomes as tombs. So it makes things like really confusing when we're reading books.
Right. Yeah. You open the tomb. Which one? Is it a book or a mausoleum?
Yeah, we were in like an underground cathedral, and there were a bunch of sarcophagi, and there were books, and I was just like, this is incredibly confusing.
Well, I mean, I've always said that role-playing games and games like it, like we used to have a rule that if you couldn't pronounce a magic card, you weren't allowed to use it. But I feel like these games have always taught me words that I don't ever need to use otherwise. Like the first time I ever saw tome as book was the Tome of Magic. It was a D&D book. So thanks, D&D, for teaching me useless words like baldric and spalder.
Useless.
Yeah. So, speaking of useless, we've got some NPCs to take care of. So let's do that. So, chat, you missed it, but before we started the game, prior to the countdown, everybody was lamenting the fact that we have Thassalandra and her crew to like handle before we actually get to the adventure. So what do you want to do with these poor people? So they have several levels of exhaustion, which they will recover from at a rate of 1 per day. And once they are no longer exhausted, you can set them free if you wish. They also don't have any food, really. They've eaten all the food that was available to them, except the rations that Iji took from the hold.
What?
So there's that. So you've got their rations. They do not have rations. They are very far from Port Nyanzaru.
Yes.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look here and see just.
What if they just all accidentally got thrown off the boat by Girlions and we didn't have to deal with them anymore?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like mercy killing might necessitate a change of alignment for some of the characters.
Yeah,
I'm not going to tell you how to play your character, but I'm pretty sure in the Lawful Good Handbook, smothering someone so you don't have to deal with them doesn't really apply.
That's not. Yeah.
I don't think that's really reasonable.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask to see the map to see if there's like a place that we.
If the party were 4 little foxes, they would just be like, well, they weren't strong enough to survive the jungle, and they would leave, and that would be it. It would be done. But we care about human life in this party.
Sometimes when you have someone with you that can't handle the jungle, you have to carry them, and that's just how it goes.
Is it
I
still the
volunteered
blessing
to
of
carry
Vistitia?
that pretty lady with the hair.
Is it still the blessing of Vistitia if you keep giving it to them until they drown?
I don't think drowning is a big part of
So
Vistitia's. Yeah.
So blessed.
I
Praise
don't think
be.
filling your lungs with the sacred fluids.
Praise be.
Yeah, this is a different kind of water god. Maybe Umberly would be.
Umberly, totally.
Listen, I gotta tell you, Arcturus, Umberly is always taking applications. So if you'd like to change your worship from benevolent Istitia to the sea bitch or whatever, you're welcome to do so.
No, thank you.
Okay, but she's waiting. She's up there in heaven, being like. Anyway, so
Alright.
here's
I have a proposal.
All right.
Okay.
I have a proposal. What if Arcturus were to have the create food spell,
Uh-huh.
and we just sit here and hang out with these nerds for 3 days or whatever,
Yeah.
and we just feed them, and we just sit up here where we're relatively safe from encounters
Mm-hmm.
and just chill
I think that's probably a good call.
3 days,
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
and then when they're all better, we can just peace out and be like,
Yeah.
cool.
So
we did
I mean,
our
yeah,
moral
like how,
duty.
yeah, what is your due diligence here? Because like waiting until they're capable of leaving is one thing, certainly, and then setting them on their way. There's 3 of them. Only one of them seems capable of fighting. The other 2 have like 1 hit point apiece.
What I do know is our due diligence isn't to walk them back to Port Nyanzaru.
Yeah, they're 330 miles in a straight
one,
line
yeah.
to Port Nyanzaru. Kirsabal is 200 miles away, but they're not welcome there on their own.
Let me just check.
And then I don't know. That's pretty much.
Bala is close.
Yes, go see. There's a nice old lady who's gonna take care of you. She lives in Impala.
Okay.
For
Wait a
all we
second.
know, she
Wait a
will
second.
take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
I can send a message. I can send a message to Kirsabal. I have the spell sending that I can prepare
You can send it to Kirsabal on your Nokia.
on my Nokia.
I'm sorry, Dave. It's
I
okay.
just-
It's okay how you pronounce words. It's fine. I'm just teasing.
No, this is probably actually the only way we can get anyone to help them through the jungle.
Okay.
Fly on over here. We got some
I
fresh
can send a
food.
message to what's his butt, my friendo, the
Nafir.
Aarakocra, Nafir.
Yeah.
And
I hope that Arcturus remembers his name before you send this message.
Arcturus
Hey, bird
would-
buddy.
And be like, hey, my guy, fly 200 miles
Yep.
and then pick up these 3 nerds you don't know and then fly another 200 miles back to your home.
Oh, it's not. Yeah, it's not message. Sorry. I clicked on message while I was
Sending is the
yeah,
spell.
while I was
By the
doing
time you'll get back to Kirsabal and these horrible people will have like pillaged it and everyone's dead.
Thank you. I'm sure they're really terrible.
Listen, if these guys
but
can't handle a
that's my
single
only-
Goralium,
That's my only suggestion.
That's
Would be I could send a message to Nafir, probably make some kind of roll. He would recognize me as the sender and knows me and can answer in a like manner immediately. So at least we would know.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Okay. Do you want to do
I
that?
can-
What's the range on sending?
I can send to another plane of existence.
Cool. You don't have to do that. It's not that far.
it's not that far.
You don't have to, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
so
fine.
I would have to prepare it. So we're resting this night. So if we talked about it before, then I could have it prepared in the morning. We're gonna be like making them food anyway. Like there's a couple of days that we mentioned, so I can definitely have prepared it.
Okay.
Sounds good. And during these 3 days, I want to walk around on the ship in square over and over again for how much XP do I need?
Yeah, you
Just wait
just
till
walk
someone
back
like-
and forth.
We need like 400.
I like
Yeah.
Tristra in chat. I like her suggestion. Give them a pistol with 1 bullet and leave.
Yeah.
Wow, cold.
I mean, there's 3 of them, so you'd have to give them 2 bullets.
Right. So you're gonna wait here for the 4 days that it takes for them to recover.
I think that would be the least that we could do.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you're gonna send for.
I'm gonna send
Nefir.
like before the 4 days. I'm gonna send in the morning.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask at least.
Okay.
Before the 4 days are up, I'm gonna be like, "This is a sitch. Would you be willing to help?" Because then at least we can talk about if we need to find another solution.
All right. Sure. Make a persuade check.
And I can't really have any help because
No, you do have advantage because they already like you, but I feel like this is asking a favor.
This is an ask.
And then after this, you won't have that advantage anymore.
He literally just said like, "We're cool. We did stuff for you."
Yeah, the 2 of you are square now.
Yeah.
And now you're asking to go back into arrears.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. I'll make a persuasion check with advantage and hope for Istishia's blessing.
Not
Guide
bad.
yourself. Guide yourself.
Can I
No, because you're casting sending, right? So it's like
It's a
this is just part of the sending. I
Yeah.
guess you could guidance before you cast sending because it's not
Yeah.
concentration sending. I
No.
mean,
You probably
No.
nailed it with a 19.
you nailed it anyway.
Well,
Yeah, you're fine.
okay.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna set it at anything higher than 15 anyway. So.
Okay. I would have asked for Istishia's blessing but it doesn't matter. It was just fictional.
Okay. So Nefir, despite it being dangerous, Nefir agrees to come and gather up these nerds.
Cool.
And if they can fly at the same rate that you could, it will take them like 2 days to get here,
Which would be perfect.
right?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Because I had to prepare the spell, it would be at least like the second
Sure.
morning.
Okay.
that-
All right.
yeah.
So we'll just kind of like fast forward those days. You spend all the food and stuff that you need.
I would be creating food and water because I have enough level 3 spells to do that and the sending.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So so we fast forward enough time for you to hang out with the crew. They use at some point they're well enough to walk around, and so they cut parts from the like bladder or whatever, the thing that floats the ship, to wrap the dead in. And they hold a little Halruan like funeral for them. I think you probably at a few times hear like rustling in the jungle below you, but the ship is never attacked again during your stay.
I'm sorry, Dave.
Yeah, if it rustles for like any more than a minute, so they just throw a fireball at it.
Cool. You hit the
Wow.
base. You hit the base of the tree that the ship is on, and you all fall and die.
Yeah, it lights on fire, and then we all get smoked out, suffocate,
Yeah.
and then are burned by the
I
fire.
didn't expect the campaign to end this way.
Yeah, weird. I'm just really sick of
I'm
playing.
glad
with
we
you
woke
guys,
up
so-
early for this.
Yeah. Actually, I know that there were less awkward ways to tell you that I didn't want to play with you anymore, but sorry, I'm just gonna be a really passive aggressive, terrible DM, and I'm gonna punish you in game until you quit.
Nice.
Nice.
I love that one.
Good luck. I'm a glutton for punishment.
Well, I'm actually really impressed. You managed to both not really be inconvenienced by these low HP schlubs, and you saved them. Like, good work. You did it.
I'm glad I remembered I had
It's
it.
too bad we have literally nothing else to show for it except a dumbass ship in the sky that had
How much
nothing on
is
it.
it?
You have their gratitude. Okay.
We
Fuck
had
that.
a lot of
Gratitude's worth
XP.
bullshit.
Okay? We had a lot of XP from that.
The gods.
367 more XP, and I'll think it was worth.
The gods are good, and they're happy that you did this. Look, you're only 90 miles from Omu, and I bet you're gonna encounter something on the way.
Important question, Adam.
Yeah.
Would we get XP for murdering them?
If they fought back, yes, you would.
I'm just thinking about the game's reward structure here.
It's true. The game does technically, mechanically want you to kill them. I mean, if you would have to wait until they're not exhausted anymore.
I mean,
Well,
do
yeah,
I
that's what
get-
we
do I
said.
So
get
they
X-
could fight back.
Do I get XP for
Wait,
finding
hold on.
a way of solving this problem?
No, you can have inspiration if you don't already have it for that.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Would you like to know how much they would be worth if you fought them?
Yeah,
Should
actually.
should I dangle that
Yes.
in front of you?
Yes.
All right, let's see. So
It won't be enough.
Falx Haranus is worth 700 XP.
Divided by 4.
Hold on. Thessalandra is worth 25 XP.
Oh God.
She's like worse than a goblin. And then the guard is worth 25. So 750.
Not enough.
750 divided by 4 is...
It's less than 200 each.
180 something.
Yeah, math.
It's not enough. It's not enough.
So we wouldn't be able to level up from killing them.
So yeah, Ishi, this you threatened to duel this
I
guy.
did threaten to duel Falx. Yeah, I did. It's true. So if he wants to get in on that,
I think
kick him in while he's asleep.
No, I think at one point, like over the course of time, like he spends a lot of time glaring at you, right? Like, kobold. But over the course of the days, like you feed them and care for them, and he grudgingly comes around and starts treating you like a person.
I mean, I feed them and care for them. I don't know what everyone else is.
Yeah, but you as a group, right? And eventually, like, he doesn't call off the duel, right? Like, eventually you'll have to duel, but he's like, this is not a pressing matter. I don't need to fight you to prove that I'm a cool, tough guy. There are more important things to do, like protect.
When I next see you in Bort Yanzaru, then we fight.
Yeah, and I think he's like, you'd best watch yourself, kobold. I'll see you again.
It's like the anime, like we're enemies, but we're gonna fight later, sort of thing.
It's the like, you better not die through the jungle because
I want to kill you.
Right. He's expressing affection for you in the only way that his masculine paradigm allows him to do so. I'm not going to kill you now.
With a sword.
Yeah, which means that we're friends.
It's like the Dread Pirate Roberts.
Yeah.
I'm most likely kill you in the morning.
Yeah. So so they leave with your friends. Nefir and some other Aarakocra arrive, and they bring these like carriage like slings that they have to carry injured Aarakocra. And so everybody kind of gets into those and they fly them away. And so maybe, I don't know, maybe next time you're curious a ball, that's where they are.
Actually, can you just leave them? Can't you just use them to take us to Omu?
No, they're not going anywhere near Omu. This was a big ask.
Oh, are we doing the Eagles thing? The like Lord of the Rings.
No.
They only come to save us at convenient moments when the writer is out of ideas.
Right. It's called Deus Ex Machina, not Deus Ex Taxicab. So just relax.
Wait, all right. Dave's Ex Machina?
That's how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
Dave is a robot. That's what that means in Latin.
Yeah, Dave is a machine. Come on, practice your Latin. All right, let's set back out into Chult. So several days have passed, hanging out on the wreck of the Star Goddess, and when you get ready to leave again, it is a rainy day in the jungles of Chult. So,
and Istitia is
how's Istitia feeling today?
Mildly about that rain.
Okay, all right. So you clamber down.
Yeah, and we're just going to Omu, even though maybe Omu is intended for higher level adventurers than we are.
I reckon it's level 5.
Okay. So
do you reckon that, or do you know that? That's the
I reckon. I've not read the adventure. I really want to, but I've not.
That's good.
Yeah, I have it.
I saw the book on the shelf at Chapters yesterday, and I was like,
good.
Oh.
Congratulations on none of you being huge cheaters. Thank you. Good work. Okay, let's see. So you head off.
What level is this?
You head off into the jungle.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Listen, if I can tolerate Dave's encyclopedic knowledge of the monster manual, you all can give me a break on reading the adventure.
What was it? Like, ghouls have got 22 HP.
Right? You're like, hit him again. He's only got one more hit point. I'm like, damn it, Dave. I need to start randomly rolling HP for monsters.
Fair.
You can do that, right? There's a little thing for that.
It's just that sometimes they'll have like 12 HP instead of 40.
Exactly. So and also it's a lot more work. Okay, so that morning you head out, and I think as you get a little ways away, like a mile or two away from the wreck of the Star Goddess, you move through a bit of like a jungle, like a little valley. There's trees up on either side. There's a stream kind of running down the gulch, and I think, Ishi, you get this like sensation that you are being followed. You just have that feeling of like, something is watching. Something's watching us.
I tap Little Fox on the knee, or walking beside her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, something's following us.
Something's looking at us. I can tell. There's something.
And Little Fox turns around because she's like, let's follow us. So Little Fox like turns to look and see it, and it's not there. But she will trust your take on this. Can I like lead us in a circle so that we double back on our shadowing people here?
Yeah. If you want to risk like a delay, you could try to like.
Yeah, I want to use my incredible woodsy skills to do that thing where you're like doop doop doop, and then you get behind them by doing a weird loop. So that in order to follow us, they kind of have to end up being in front of us.
Okay. All right. Sure. Yeah. Make a survival check. Malik, you can help with this if you want to.
Yeah, I'll help. I'll put a weird arcane mark on a tree as a waypoint because I can do that, and I've never done it before, and I want to do that.
Okay.
All right. I get.
Oh yeah. Okay. So you never. I don't think you ever spot what it was that was following you. I think you notice once or twice above you, like there's rustling in the branches. You all have that sense of like something's watching us. But as you change course, maybe you climb up out of the gulch and head a slightly different direction. It seems like they either give up the chase or like you lose them. But yeah, it's never quite clear what it was that was following you. By mid-afternoon, the feeling has passed.
Yeah, and Little Fox is like relying on Ishi to be the kind of like radar for this, so she keeps like looking back at you and getting the like thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, and it's very much like, look, all I know is that there's something I know when something's watching me, you know, like I
Yeah. So yeah, it's like very ambiguous and we're tense the whole day, but
is it because the whole gulch and all of the trees inside it and all of the branches in the trees was a mimic?
Yes, actually, that's the big reveal at the end. You've just spoiled it. All of Chult is a mimic.
It's
the mimic
giant continent mimic. Yeah.
Oh, it was actually full of monkeys that you could have.
You see, it used to be an island.
Yeah. Eventually, Chult at the end, Chult comes to life, and then Waterdeep summons a bunch of giant robots to fight it. It's this whole thing. I don't know. There's like a weird Pacific Rim tie-in at the end. Well, we've ruined the end of the adventure, but that's okay.
We'll play to find out.
Okay, so you don't encounter anything else during the rest of the day, and you reach a place for camping that night, and I'll give you some experience for avoiding the scary monsters.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to know what the scary monsters were.
No, you never know.
All right. Well,
it was 2d6 grung, wasn't it?
Yeah.
2d600 grung.
Jesus.
100 grung.
The entire grung kingdom.
Holy crap!
Which is between 2 and 1200 grung. It's a very big range.
Okay. You get 275 experience each.
Whoa.
For avoiding that encounter.
Yeah. Oh, that might be enough.
Is that enough for Ishi?
I'm 1 XP off.
Oh my god.
A single fucking XP.
How many XP? 275?
All right, Chad. Today is the day we kill Ishi Snaggletooth.
He's 1 XP away from
I level up.
Oh.
I level up.
All right. Little Fox and Arcturus gain a level.
Okay. How are you ahead of me?
Which
means
means
I got XP for the piranhas.
I got XP for other thing.
Okay, I'm gonna make a note here because I have to update your levels. So level 6 overlay. Okay, let's talk about that. So what do you get at level 6? Okay, first of all, are you rolling for hit points?
Yes.
All right, do it.
No.
Why?
1 sec. I have to. Okay, so
I
what do
stepped on a cockroach.
What do I roll again?
Damn it.
Ishi.
It blows up.
Ishi, I've been getting a bit fed up with Arcturus. How much
Right, Arcturus is finally fattened up on XP enough for you to kill.
This is like those cartoons where they're like starving on the island and one of them turns into a pork chop. It's just
Yep. All right. Well, yeah, let's talk about leveling up. So
yeah.
level 6 barbarian.
Yeah, I get my extra path feature. I go up
Nice.
to 4 rages a day.
Cool. Now your path feature is this are you taking the elk one,
The
the
elk,
high speed?
Yeah,
And what book is that from? It's from
it's from the Sword Coast Adventurer's
Coast.
Guide because it's
right.
elk is like a whatever the barbarian like in the north, whatever they're called.
Right. That's right.
The Utgard or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The Utgard. Yeah. Sword Coast. Okay. So that doubles your overland travel speed, right, with your friends?
Yep, for me
That's
and up to like
awesome.
6 companions, it's pretty good. Pretty
That's
time.
really good.
Also.
Super good for this adventure. Awesome. Okay. Cool.
And, it'll be some suitable dinosaur friend.
Gallimimus. That's a fast dinosaur.
Okay, cool. The path of the Gallimimus.
Yeah. I don't know any other fast dinosaurs. I mean, I think lots of them. T-Rexes are probably pretty fast.
Everything is pretty fast because it's big, like big.
And just by merit of its size, yeah. And then let's see, I get 7 plus my con modifier, so I get 10 extra HP. So 65 HP. Because I'm a reasonable person who just takes the number. It's better than average.
Okay. Well, as a 6th level cleric, I get Thunderbolts Strike. I when I deal lightning damage to a larger, smaller creature, I can also push it up to 10 feet away from me. I also get another use of my channel divinity. I get another spell slot, 3rd level spell slot, and I get to prep one more spell. And then what do I roll for my hit points? 1d8 plus my con modifier.
Roll the high average.
I think yes, I believe it's
1d8 plus your con.
It's really D8.
All right.
5 is what you would get if you took it, like on the die.
That's
so
cool.
Better roll good.
Plus my con modifier.
Gonna eat you.
Ah!
Oh no,
Bummer.
it's cool. I'm gonna do the same thing.
Yeah.
I love the
So
game.
You get 6. You get 6 more HP. That's fine.
I get 6 more HP.
It's a gamble.
So
That's how it works.
42, I think, is what I'm at.
Cool. All right.
You're like at least 12 HP shy of where you could
Yep.
be if you had just taken the numbers.
Yep.
What's happening right now is that Blue Jay is that person at the slot machine who just keeps putting money in to try to
He's
get back
in the
to where
hole,
get back to where you would have been, and then as soon as you get there, it'll be like, now I can start getting extra XP. Yeah.
Nope.
And then you roll a 1 again.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So so you go. You got Thunderbolts Strike. You got a bunch of other cool biz, and now you go fast, and that's exciting. That's really good for everybody. So which two this way, 1 here, and then 1 here.
Let's go. We're going to Omu. We're going to go down
and then over.
And then over.
So you want to do it like this way?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Where are we gonna go to, Ataz?
The Gorge of Blades.
Yeah,
We weren't planning on it.
I don't think there's a good reason to go there. No.
Do you remember what the Gorge of the Laughing was? It was a bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I mean, it's true. There could be like some random cool ancient thing there, but
I mean, there could be some random cool ancient thing anywhere.
Could be some random cool ancient blade in
That's
the
fun.
blades.
I'm happy with Oh, yeah, if it's like really big, like a giant statue, and it's got cool.
Except it's totally not. All right, let's move on.
Okay. All right. So today's weather is a heavy storm. Ooh.
Oh, man.
So this is going to be one of those like wayfinding at disadvantage, and everybody takes a level of exhaustion.
Well, it's
kind of
tissues
days.
with me. I don't know why my hit points weren't.
Okay. So you want to travel today? You don't want to just hang out?
I'm fine with storms.
yeah, I think we're gonna push on as we typically do.
On.
All right. So,
Okay, so we take 1 level of exhaustion.
everybody
just
mark
for
a level of
keeping
exhaustion just for
travel.
traveling. Yep.
Yep.
Everybody make a DC 10 con check, or gain another.
Is that at the end of the day?
No,
No, we do it right away because it's 1 for traveling, another chance of getting 1, and then you recover 1 at the end of the day. Oh my god! All right, Little Fox, you're fine. Everyone else has 2 levels
no,
of
Dave
exhaustion, and then
used
Davis uses his luck not to get exhausted.
I was gonna be really
Wow.
bad, but then just like on the floor in the jungle, I just found like Lucasade energy pills. Someone just like dropped them.
So here's the
bunch
thing about level 2 exhaustion, though. You don't. It's gonna counter your fancy new power because their speed is halved. So
okay, but we take the second level at the end of the day, right?
No, because then
I'm saying it's at
no,
the
because
start.
so the thing is that we talked about this. If you take it at the end of the day, it means that one of the levels of exhaustion doesn't matter at all anyway. It has to be 1 just for choosing to travel, probably 2 if you fail, because otherwise it would be 1, and then you get 1 more and get rid of it right away, right? So
yeah, it wouldn't have any impact.
It wouldn't have any effect.
Yeah. So no, I think Adam, I think you're right.
I think this is the best way to handle it. Yeah.
It seems fine. It makes it a weighty
so it just means you only move 1 hex today, because your friends are slowed down.
Pathetic and slow.
Yeah, and Little Fox is just like bounding from root to root, like super excited and happy to move despite the weather. But yeah, what does the actual difference look like for you? Like,
so she has like a new. This is like one of her like beast totems, like actually coming online. And I think what it is not so much that we like move faster, but just that she manages to find like game trails and other things that just make travel like way speedier. And as if by magic, there's kind of always a path to where we want to go. So it's like rather than traveling through the jungle, we're traveling on a road. And so we're able to like move more quickly because the ground is easier.
Nice.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Might I suggest to put it in line with how you've done stuff before, that the jungle is a little bit more receptive to you, like asking them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
like
the plants move out.
Yeah, it's like, is there anywhere around here? And they're like, not really, but how about we just like get out of the way a little bit?
Like nature just cooperates with Little Fox a little
That'd
bit
be really
more.
Cool.
And yeah, like when she steps through brush, it stays parted.
Right.
It doesn't like close back behind her. It waits a bit. Stuff like that.
That's super cool.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. Cool.
Oh yeah, Elf, you didn't do it right.
Didn't do it right.
You just clicked Constitution and not con save.
Yeah, it says check on the macro. It would be a save though. So if there's an additional bonus at all for your con save, then
you're muted, Elf.
You're muted, Elf. But yeah, do you have proficiency in con save?
I do.
Yeah, but it's not +4.
But it would give me a 9. Yeah. So.
Nah.
That's okay. Everybody who's got a level of exhaustion can mark off 1 level because you don't encounter anything today. You travel during this heavy storm, and then you get to rest. So eat your food, etc. The storm passes. The next day is dry and sunny.
I have the spell prepared, so don't mark off a ride.
Okay. All right. So now, no penalties. So you should be able to go a full 2 hexes south today.
But everyone is still at disadvantage.
Everyone's got one level of exhaustion.
Yeah. Except me, I'm
Except
fine.
You. Yeah.
Yep, me too.
It's all about us right now. So.
All right, yeah, Malik's fine too. So.
Okay.
She's in like hangover mode because it's dry and sunny and she's exhausted. Little Fox has to carry her part of the way.
Okay.
Poor Ishi.
Oh, a tiny lizard.
Okay, so the plan is to go two hexes to the south, right?
Yeah, we're gonna go south until we hit a line that will get us to Omu, which I assume would be this top one, and then we'll cut over.
Okay.
Depends when we reach like the outskirts.
Actually, sorry, here, because I know it will please Dave to do so. We're gonna go down to here, and then it'll make it seem like more hexes are cleared because we'll come to this.
Oh, maybe it does that thing where you like if you make a border around it, you get all the tiles in the middle. They just like, it's like bonus points.
No,
we're not playing Go.
Yeah.
Okay, so that night you do run into an encounter, but this one has like a sub table that I need to find.
Subtables.
Yeah, I need to find specifically.
Yeah, it's an army of grung, and he needs to find whether they are red, blue, purple, green,
I
orange.
mean, if it's an army, it would be a
yellow.
mixture of all of the different colors of grung. Let's see.
Grungs are organized into
the fabled rainbow of grung.
A grung bow.
A grung bow.
Let's see. Oh, explorer. Okay.
York grung battle in Chult. No, that's not right.
There it is. Okay, cool. So for these guys, somebody roll a d20 for me.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that good?
So
let's assume low is good. Let's hope. It's
okay.
good.
All right. So you're as night begins to fall in the jungle, you come upon I think you smell like there's like a sweet smell in the air. And you notice, little fox, you notice that there are like ants. Not giant ants or anything, but there's like lots of ants in the area. You don't see an anthill. Like you can see them, like they're going in a little line away from something ahead of you.
Why would they be doing that?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Why didn't you ask?
And it's like outside of the regular time span that ants would be active in. I'm assuming it's the evening.
It's getting dark, so it's within like a window.
Okay. It's not like suspiciously like bird calls at night kind of thing.
No, and they don't look like they're running away. They're just like, yeah, they're some of them are carrying little bits of something. It looks like they're headed back to their hive. Or whatever.
Okay, so maybe there's like food up ahead that they have.
Yeah, there's
and there's a sweet smell in the air.
Yeah, slightly.
Can I make a nature check to recognize the smell?
Maybe a jam elemental.
Totally.
Just loads of jam.
I am bad at smells.
Yeah.
That's about me, IRL.
Sorry, I've got a chest burster.
Oh God.
So yeah, you don't recognize the smell.
Well, I guess we're just gonna walk up and find out what it is. Because Little Fox is like, I wonder what that smell is.
Yeah,
it's just a box of
it's still marching along, so we just end up going there. Can't figure it out.
So you see a body, or rather, what's left of one. It's mostly a skeleton now. There are some bits of meat still like clinging to it in places. But the skeleton has been like mostly picked clean of flesh. Some of the clothing and armor that it was once wearing is still there, and the ants are trailing away from it as they pick off little bits of this corpse.
Is this like a person corpse?
It looks like a person was like lashed to a tree, like sitting down, with vines. And you realize that smell, it's honey. And you can see little blobs of it.
More horrible tree-related torture.
You can see little blobs of it lying around, like on the ground, and the ants are like picking at the honey too.
So someone covered a person in honey and tied them to a tree to leave them to die. And
wow, rude.
Yeah. It's obviously bait. What likes honey? It's Pooh Bear. They're trying to get food.
They're trying
a
to
summoning
catch
ritual.
Either Yogi or Pooh Bear, one of them.
Oh my God, I really want like horrific childhood destroying zombie Pooh Bear. Like,
so here's some Winnie the Pooh trivia for you. There's a heavy metal band that they put out a single album about Winnie the Pooh. It's a heavy metal album about Winnie the Pooh, and the name of the band is the 100 Acre Wound. Which
wow,
I always thought was really good.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I would like. Yeah, I would like to check this body more closely while the ants are picking. They're just the ants. Oh.
Yeah, it's just like ants and stuff. Yeah, the bigger predators have picked off all of the big pieces of meat, and these little ants are just like picking up droplets of honey or like bone marrow or whatever from places where the bone has been cracked.
Delicious protein insects. And you just take
how many ants would you have to kill to get 1 XP?
There is no number of ants you could kill to get 1
there's
experience point.
There's 0 CRs.
1 million ants.
Maybe if they were fire ants and they were swarming you, but no. You want to make an investigation check, Ishi?
Yeah,
take a look at the corpse.
Check out the thing.
Okay.
I'll come and get in there.
I've failed.
Oh
really.
yeah, even with Malik's help, it's no go. I mean, it's not like there's much to examine, right? Like there's this sticky kind of like, I mean, he's been out here a while, so the honey is kind of hardened a little bit. It's mostly picked away anyway. But yeah, it looks like the varying tiers of scavengers have gotten at this dude. You can see like claw marks on the tree. Some of the larger bones are broken, like the ribs would be broken for a scavenger to get at the organ meat.
I turn around to the group and I go,
I think we should probably move from here. This thing's been drawing a lot of attention from lots of different stuff. I hope there's nothing.
I say, like looking around over my shoulder,
nervously,
like I'm expecting there to be something.
So you said that the like any kind of like armor or clothes or like significant.
Yeah, he appears to have been picked clean.
Up. Yeah. Well,
Fox is happy to just move on.
Yeah, can I like make like I don't know like a religion or history check to see if like this tying someone to a tree and covering them in honey is something that I've like heard of as a cultural thing?
Yeah, make a history check.
Okay. No. Wow.
All I can tell you is that like if these were, I mean, the only thing I think you would notice is that he was tied to a tree with vines, not ropes.
Oh, it reminds me of the assassin vines.
These are just regular
This
vines.
is like a very druidy kind of punishment.
It kind of is, isn't it?
Yeah.
You like return them to the forest sort of deal.
Put the honey on them to like make sure that the predator, like everyone.
Yeah.
And Little Fox makes some comment that is kind of in that vein of like, the jungle will, like claim him, use him. It's fine. And like doesn't want anyone to mess with the body because it is being like reclaimed.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do for him now. So
yeah, he's past saving, so we should probably
press on.
Onwards.
Okay. All right. The rest of the day is uneventful. You rest. The weather continues to be dry and sunny the next day.
Get rid of your last exhaustion.
Yeah, mark off your exhaustion for that night. And everybody eats the magic mush. And Ishtishia, if you will.
Ishtishia did not like that honey stuff.
Okay. Well.
Ishtishia was not about that. I'm gonna go put Bella.
It's too dry.
All right. So, so this day you want to go which way? Down one more and then over?
Straight down to
two down.
Two down, yeah.
Okay. All
to help Dave feel good about hex crawl stuff.
Thank you.
Okay.
For aesthetics. Hashtag aesthetics.
Yeah. Okay, let me roll on the encounter table. All right. Okay, so you set out that morning, and you okay. So yeah, you set out on your journey through the jungle, and I think since it's dry and sunny, there's a chance that you'll see these people before they see you, or they'll see you before. So let's do like an opposed. Little Fox and Malik, you can't be eligible for this because you're leading the group. So Ishi, I feel like you're the one with the highest perception, right?
But I'm also at disadvantage if it's dry and sunny.
That's right, you are at disadvantage. So I guess it's Arcturus. Arcturus, you're on lookout because Ishi is just like the sun. I hate it.
Okay,
just
so
looking at your feet the whole journey.
We're making an opposed perception.
Yeah, let's just make an opposed perception check.
Okay. Perception. Where? Hello. I can't read.
Are you gonna be okay? Do you need?
I can't read. Hello.
Need help?
Send a rescue.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm not great. She's distracting me by complaining.
Okay.
I'm blaming it on you.
That doesn't seem fair.
I'm distracting you by complaining. Well, let's survey the rest of this journey and see who complained the most.
All right. So That's okay. They got worse than you. This person is distracted. So you hear a shrill voice ahead of you, shouting annoyingly in common. You hear this voice saying like, Come on, pull it out of the mud. What did I raise you from the dead for? Damnable skeletons."
Oh. There's a, and like
I mean, everybody hears that.
Yeah, I'm not really being that much of a lookout, but I think that like
you're the first to be like, "Oh, over there."
Taking his role very seriously, Arcturus is like, "I heard something."
Yes.
Even though everyone very obviously heard it.
We're all like, "Of course."
All right. We all knew that we'd be facing necromancers closer to Omer. Let's get ready to destroy them.
Malik, Malik's
doing the like commando, like probably putting his guns in the holsters, pulling his bandana on. Like, let's do this.
As a point of order, I am also capable of summoning the dead to be mindless servants. So let's not just assume that they're, of ill will.
Right, and we agreed talk to people.
Yes.
Fine. I will talk to them. If their skeletons attack me, then I will blow them all up.
Perfect. That is satisfactory.
Right.
So since
Hey,
her
you!
two clients have decided, like Little Fox just makes way for y'all to walk up and do this because she's like, I would have just like gone around or killed this thing. But
yeah.
whatever.
Okay. So Ishi, like, hey you.
Yeah.
Okay. There's like a sudden like silence, and then you hear someone shout, "Who goes there? Show yourself!"
I step through the bushes.
Okay.
Posing menacingly.
Okay. So you step out and you walk into a tableau. So you see there is a like an area of like muddy ground. And in it, from like the thigh bones up, you see a skeleton. And that skeleton is holding the arms of another skeleton who's standing at the edge of the mud, trying to pull that skeleton out. There are 4 more skeletons standing around. And they look like they're chopping vines down. And they're kind of like in the middle of making like a rope to pull this last skeleton out. There's about a half dozen human, like non-skeletal humans as well, wearing like leather armor. They're armed and they're all standing around, kind of like some of them are looking at the situation like, how are we gonna get the skeleton out of the mud? Others, like one of them is drinking from a water skin. And standing like most obviously among all of them, you see a man who he has a shaved head, and has strange like runic tattoos all over his scalp and the back of his neck. And he has a long scarlet robe, which from the knees down is like covered in mud. There is he's holding a staff with like a kind of crystal on top of it. And he was in the middle of shouting at these skeletons when you came barging through. Yeah. And so he sees this kobold and he like points the staff at you and he says, "Come no further, kobold."
I'm like, what? Whoa! We don't want to fight or whatever.
And I'm like blinking in the sun, like.
Yeah.
I think that like I like move forward to do that thing where like I stand like in front of you enough that this like my shadow is blocking the sun from your face.
Right. So you step out.
Yeah, and I'm like a little like, haha.
And he squints. He's like, "Is that a Triton?"
Yeah. Yes.
And he looks at Ichi and says, "Shouldn't you be in a cave somewhere? And don't you belong under the ocean? I don't have time for this."
Do you need help?
And he squints at you. "No, I don't. We're all doing fine. Isn't that right?" And like his men kind of nod like, "Yes, sir. Everything's fine, sir."
Wait, he has men who aren't skeletons?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has like half dozen humans.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. It's like half dozen skeletons, half dozen humans, and then this guy. It's a pretty big group.
What are you doing so far out near Omu?
And he says, "What are you doing out in the jungle?
Gonna get rid of the death curse? stab Ross C in the face.
Well, good luck with that.
There's a little bit of a like, wait, we're just telling we're telling okay.
What? Just you and your boyfriend here?
Pretty much, and other people.
And he,
yes, we have companions. Some.
And he says, "There's more of you. Show yourselves."
I don't know where they've gone.
Little Fox and Malk, are you trying to stay hidden? You'll have to make stealth rolls if you want to like not be visible.
I mean,
that's fine.
I was psyching myself up to go and talk to the people, and Ishii took the lead, so he's just kind of standing, just like waiting and seeing how this is going to go.
I'm looking at you like you should be taking. You just like I want you to take this, but like.
Yeah, then I step up. I'm like, hello, I suppose.
And does Little Fox hide, or does Little Fox?
She just like stands there. You can like see her because she's so freaking tall. Like she's behind everyone, but still visible.
Okay. So you all come out.
Yeah.
All right.
Looks like your guy's stuck there.
Yes. Is it the skeleton you wish we could? A few more arms.
What do you think, Malik?
Yeah, Malik kind of says quietly, I'm not really sure these are the people that we want to help. In fact, we were warned about these people.
The other skeletons.
Probably kill them.
What?
Are you just saying that out loud?
No, just quietly, very quietly.
Because we're fairly far from them. I think Malik is trying to like whisper it.
You're not that far, but okay. I'll give you the one for free. But you got to be careful what you're saying. He's not that far away.
Yeah, and I think the Arcturus is just like loudly like, what? Because like they haven't done anything.
And he says, I thought I had a problem. This foolish thing got itself stuck in the mud, but maybe a solution has presented itself.
I don't like this.
And yeah, his men look at each other like, hey, look, 4 more skeletons.
Yeah.
And then I think Arcturus is like, yes, skeletons are generally not very intelligent. Perhaps next time you should try corpses. I mean,
all right, Red Wizard, let's just get this over with, shall we?
What?
And I like start summoning fire. I'm like, we were warned about you.
At the tone of voice that's like, and the problem is,
it seems like the problem has solved itself.
Yeah, you see the same like sword out.
Yeah,
like,
it was the priest of Avarice that said the Red Wizards, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, so everybody, this is actually great because we'll go into the break on the slow camera pan out as everybody like draws their weapons and like the action music kind of gets started.
Arcturus is very confused.
Oof. All right. Cool. Stick around. We're gonna take a short break, and when we come back, I don't know. Maybe everybody gets turned into skeletons, and not in a cool way like you want. Stick around. We will be right back.
That red wizard robe's gonna make a sweet cape.